But we haven't done enough live shows to feel if we're actually live or not when this says that. I don't trust it a single bit. Anyway,
so give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment if you are watching and say hey and make sure this is actually working and just say hey.
Yeah. And you're going to share this around real quick and I'll ramble for a few seconds. It looks like we have 3 to 5 people on. So hello and thanks for joining us. We have 0 topic for tonight. So this is just going to be a general like chat hangout. So feel free to drop any questions that you have in the comment box below and we'll get to them. We'll probably turn this into a bit of a Q&A session slash probably rant and ramble about random things or whatever.
Rant and ramble, my favorite thing.
But anyway, before that happens, I'd like to mention that we have a few spots available still for our Nicaragua trip we are taking in May. So if you are interested in going with us to Nicaragua for a week, be sure to go over to stokeology.com/Nicaragua. It's stokeology.com/Nicaragua. And check out all of the details there. We won't talk about it here too much, but it's going to be a weekend of epicness with us. So if you want to come hang out with us.
A week, not a weekend.
Oh yeah, no, a week. A week of epicness. And if you'd like to come hang out with us for a week in Nicaragua, that's how you can do that. So we are currently, the live videos that we're doing are, obviously live.
Weird.
And the videos that
These live videos are actually pre-recorded.
What? Tricks on you guys. So obviously all the edited stuff that you guys see is delayed by just a little bit because that takes me time to edit that stuff. It is not real time, unfortunately. But we are currently in Revelstoke, British Columbia, and it is awesome. Like British Columbia or Revelstoke was we had these like preconceived notions of like what it was going to be that were like here, like we honestly set the bar pretty high for like what we thought it was going to be, like how it was hyped up to be, and it's up here somewhere. It is way cool. Like the skiing is so good. The town is awesome. It is just absolutely gorgeous. The Columbia River runs right through the middle of it. Yeah, I wish I could, it's dark out right now and wish I could fly the drone and show you around, but you'll see that video in a few weeks and a few Fridays. But anyway, it is pretty awesome here. We're going to show comments. If you're watching right now, I don't know if anybody's actually watching. I might be talking to myself. If you're watching, if you're watching right now, drop me a comment and just say hello and maybe tell me your favorite place that you've ever been to. So don't forget to go to Noah's Ark while you're there. What is Noah's Ark? Is that do they have beer there? I haven't heard of this.
Priorities.
Like we've had a few people recommend some places and we've been to it, 1 or 2.
Oh yeah, there were 2 or 3 people that recommended the Taco Club in Revelstoke.
What up, James?
Good recommendations.
Yeah,
we went there last night. No, it was the Taco Club.
It's a boat that's kind of a restaurant and they serve ice cream. Oh, hey, well, there we go. It's a boat is it on the Columbia River? Because it should be, because that would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool.
Anyway, what's up,
hey.
Kevin? So, anyway,
awesome.
We do have some people watching. Fantastic. Yeah, so those of you who maybe just joined up, we've only been live for 4 minutes at this point. This is going to just... We don't really have a topic going on, so feel free to suggest topics / questions you have about skiing, about van life, about us, any of that kind of stuff. Otherwise, we're just going to ramble for 30 minutes or so, and you're going to see our rambling power. Gas prices, Lewis Clark Caverns in Montana. Oh yeah, we saw those as we were passing through Montana, but we didn't...
unrelated comments, by the way.
Yes, they were. We saw those the advertisements for the caverns in Montana, but we had to bypass them this time around. But we love caves. I don't know, as weird as that sounds, but
no, but they're so cool, and you always find so much random cool stuff. What is this?
Cheers.
Oh, cheers, guys.
Cheers,
Happy
friends.
Tuesday.
Hey, yeah,
Monday.
How about this? We'll cheers all of you guys, because you guys are awesome. We have 18,000 subscribers now as of yesterday, which is super awesome. We don't really like to brag about how many subscribers we get, but that's we'll do it on these live videos. So cheers to you guys.
Cheers to you guys. Hey. Oh, that's good. We got some Revelstoke roasted pecan whiskey.
Was that backwards for you guys?
It is.
Whoa, that's weird. So, yeah. Gas prices. Thongs, style or regular. Slippers. Luna sandals. That's
Sandals. What. That's where the money's at.
Let's see. Oh my gosh, we have questions now.
Oh, good. Okay.
Okay, so yeah. Luna sandals, you need to look those up. They're adventure sandals. That's what we wear like pretty much all summer. There's sandals made famous by the runner Barefoot Ted McDonald. He was the main character in the book Born to Run.
He wasn't the main character.
He was a character in the book Born to Run, and they are awesome. We've had them on 12, 15-mile hikes before, and they're just like kind of like...
We just got our second pairs each, and yeah, definitely. We wore out the first pair. Well, I don't think we've done a full like review on those.
No, they're like Chacos, but like way lighter weight and more. I don't know. I like them a lot better
and cuter.
How in the world do you guys stay warm with all that ice and snow laying around, just frozen just from watching? We have a heater. We have a heater and good insulation and lots of warm layers and stuff.
Yeah, our heater has done awesome in this kind of weather. It's kept up so well. Actually, today we ended up opening up some of the vents and letting it cool off. Because it was so warm in here. Between the sun beating down and the heater going, it was too hot in here. So
yeah, it was like 45 today, which is 45 Fahrenheit. So I don't know, like probably 9 or so Celsius. It was super nice outside today. Nice and sweaty. Let's see, what other questions we got? I got to scroll up a lot. You guys are awesome. Keep it rolling. We lodge as well if you're into skiing, or just take a helicopter tour. Yeah, we would love to take a helicopter tour.
Yeah.
We
need to do a lot more of that. We would love to do a lot more of that. We need to take an avalanche safety course though.
Yeah. We need to go back and visit our friends Sean and Weston back in Park City from Inspired Summit Adventures and have them teach us about avalanches. We got back when we went backcountry skiing, if you guys remember that. They gave us a super crash course in avalanche safety. And I don't like having just a crash course and something that can kill me. I'd like to have a little bit more education about that. So.
Full bottle of whiskey. That's going to end badly. Well, let's hope we don't drink it all tonight.
Yeah, we can't drink all that.
That is not the plan.
Yeah. Can't afford to drink all of that in one night.
Can you take booze into BC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember how much you can take.
I think it's 2 bottles each.
Yeah. It was like a sixer of, I don't know. It was, yeah, you can take basically the amount of alcohol that you can consume on a normal basis, I guess.
Sloquet.
Hot Springs, BC.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, so I'm sorry. Hot Springs. We have been looking all day for hot springs. We have literally been trying to find some hot springs.
Let us know in the comments, is that near Revelstoke? More specifically, is that en route from Revelstoke to Squaw? Because if it is, that would be awesome.
One of the biggest questions that I've personally seen in Vine Life is how to make money. Since you guys are adventurers, have you ever looked into gold mining? Oh, that actually sounds kind of fun.
It sounds like fun. I don't see that as being an income source for us, but I would try it.
Yeah, so we've done a couple of videos before on how we make money, but just kind of the quick and dirty of it. I don't actually know if that was a question or just a suggestion of us gold mining, because that actually does sound fun.
People always ask about it, so may as well give a 45-second spiel about it.
Okay, so I'm a business strategist, and so I work with clients all over the country doing small business strategy and financial planning. Yeah,
I'm a videographer. In our last video that we did, I was wearing a few different hats, and I have gotten rid of a few hats because they were distracting to our goal, which is living on the road. And one of those things, we had to kind of get to where I was doing things that was a little bit more beneficial in video, like the stuff you see from Adventure in a Backpack, but also with I work with a lot of brands and stuff, making commercials and stuff like that, like Rinse Bath and Body. I don't know if you've seen those, but they have a lot of commercials and stuff on their website that is us. Yeah, but we make they give us like soaps and body washes and stuff like that, and we go out and make commercials with them. And since it really doesn't fit exactly like with us, like we don't feel comfortable like promoting like bath and body products to you guys.
I would.
What? Yeah, it's really good stuff. Honestly, they have like this pine cone soap.
Free plug for rinse.
Yeah, exactly. Free plug for rinse. They had this soap that I've been using. It's like smells like I brushed up against a pine tree. It's fantastic. Whenever I shower. But anyway, yeah. So we'll get a product. We'll make a commercial for somebody else, and then license it out to them. So that's kind of do a little freelance like editing as well. So if somebody will shoot all the video, send it to me, and I'll edit it and send it back.
So van repairs, that's been obviously a huge
Let's
topic
talk
recently.
Van repairs.
Yeah.
That
so
sounds good.
Our last like 3 or 4 videos have been surrounded by van repairs, because I mean we do have, our van is 11 years old, and so it definitely breaks down. It's been a big topic in the van life community because so many people's vans are breaking down. But to answer your question, no, we absolutely don't regret buying a van that's older and with higher miles. And the reason I say that is because we straight up couldn't afford anything different. And if we had waited until we could afford a brand new vehicle, a brand new Sprinter or Transit or ProMaster, we would have still been living in a house, living our old lives, and that's not what we wanted. And so we were totally prepared to just get it done. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, we have savings, so we're not, if something happens to us, we're not going to be just like stranded on the side of the road. But we wanted to have that kind of backup, because even with a brand new vehicle, we would want to have that backup of savings and stuff like that, to make sure that we're never stranded. We're never going to be in a position where we can't get home or whatever it may be. We never want to be in that position. Right. So for our purposes, we love our van and totally have been completely prepared for the repairs that we've done so far. Once we get to a year, we're 8 months into van life. Once we get to actually a year, I'm going to actually go back and do an analysis and see how much we've spent on repairs over the last year.
Because you got to figure, like, our van was just shy of $12,000 just for the van itself. And then... Just
over $12,000.
Okay, just over $12,000 for the van itself. And then, we spent about $800 on taking it in to get the fan fib added. And we spent another $1,500 on getting the rear, the axle, the half shaft, whenever the rear axle seal blew out. And those are the only 2 times we've taken it in for service. And then we've replaced little, items here and there, anywhere from, a couple bucks up to...
I would be thrilled if it were under $5,000. When we get to a year, year mark, I would be thrilled if it was under $5,000.
I bet.
In repairs.
Yeah. And that's including like oil changes and stuff like that. I mean, the thing...
Oh, I wouldn't even...
You wouldn't even count that?
I wouldn't even count that, because
I bet we're under $5,000.
I think of it this way. How much did we spend? And I don't even know a number. Our first year in our RV, we only spent 1 year in the RV. How much did we spend in that first year? It was well over $5,000.
It was $900 for the windshield.
He's gonna try to add it up. Let me just tell you, it was well over $5,000.
It was $600 for an alternator, and that's not taking it in to get it changed. That was
no. That's not even the worst. $250 for the air filter.
Oh, I think it was more than that. I think it's $3-something. $250 for the air filter. You remember numbers?
Yeah, I was.
No, the alternator was $600. That big ass alternator that was in that thing, and that was not me taking it in to get it serviced. That was...
We could replace the alternator in this one like 3 times for that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, that alternator, we were parked in a field in Montana, and it was raining, and I was underneath the engine. Like, we weren't really making many videos back then, but like, I was underneath like the little fold out door thing, like had it propped open with a stick I found, and and was in there changing the alternator in the middle of the field. I was like ankle deep in water, like trying to like change this alternator, because It was fine until it rained and was splashed up on the voltage regulator. Anyway, it was a good time. Okay, we're gonna scroll on down and find more questions.
Okay, where do you get the music for your videos, Nate? You can answer that because I'm not really
sure.
Oh
yeah, I saw your comment on the other video, but I haven't gotten around to catching up on comments. Sorry about that. Most of my music comes from Epidemic Sound, epidemicsound.com. I think it is like $15 a month for unlimited usage. It's not commercial usage though, so like I have to do other stuff for like my clients and stuff like that. But if you're just using it just for YouTube, you're taking their songs, putting it on your videos, slapping your video on YouTube, good to go. I think it's like $15 a month, $20 a month.
Okay, things that you think would be essential for van life. Let's just do one each. We've got a full blog post and video. Is there a video for that?
Yeah, there's
definitely a blog post.
There's a van life essentials blog or a video. There's a video for sure.
Yeah, but if I were to update that, let's see. What do you think is one of your main essentials?
I think my main, like personally, obviously it depends on the person. I would say solar. I think solar's just to be able to run the computers and stuff like that. I'm
going to go way more practical, and I'm going to say this is yet another plug for Rinse. We're not being sponsored by Rinse at all, but Rinse Refresh Spray.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That stuff is the bomb.
On the dog bed, especially.
On your bed.
Whatever. I think you switched out our pillows the other night.
It was so smelly. That stuff works so good for getting rid of all of the smells. Because, I mean, let's be honest, we don't shower very often. I'm going to skip that one. Okay, what kind of insurance, what kind of auto insurance to protect all your thongs, all your things? So we have, we have full coverage on our van. And so what we actually ended up doing on our van, and I want to do a more detailed video of this because this is a very to answer your question fully, it would be a very, very long-winded answer. So I'll kind of try to give you the quick and dirty of it. We have full coverage on the van. And then in addition to that, we have full coverage on the build out itself. We also have a personal articles policy that covers contents, and we have $10,000 worth of contents from the van, and that's just miscellaneous stuff like pots and pans and clothes and just contents. Now that $10,000, that would be if like the van were to catch on fire and everything, it was a total loss. Mm-hmm. That's when that would kick in. But in addition to that, because I know $10,000 really isn't that much, when you start adding up all of our gear is on a separate personal articles policy, and everything is itemized out individually. So like all of Nate's camera gear, all of our computer gear, all of our more expensive adventure gear, like our bikes in particular, paddle boards, that kind of thing. Anything that's really over like the $500 mark, we itemize out, and it's on its separate personal articles policy. And that covers it even when we're traveling not in the van. If we're, if we're paddling down the Portage River in Alaska and drop a GoPro, which that did happen last year, drop a GoPro in the water and lose it, that's covered. And so we're covered by State Farm for that. So that was the quick answer of it. I definitely do want to do a more detailed answer of how we got to all of that. Yeah. Because it's there's a lot of logistics that goes into it.
Let us know if you want an insurance video, because we were talking about that recently. Like, I think it would be pretty helpful. She's like, no, everybody knows everything about insurance. So if you think insurance video would be helpful, drop it in the comments below. And if we get enough interest, we'll do it.
Cat skiing.
Cat skiing, would love to do it. Yeah.
Do you keep to a particular diet?
Kind of.
Not like particular, not a very specific diet or anything. I am allergic to dairy and peanuts, and Nathan is allergic to avocados. So we have medical dietary restrictions.
Yeah, we have some dietary restrictions, but as far as like particular diet, we don't have like a particular diet. We we do pay attention to what we eat, because a lot of the stuff that we do is very, high energy level, and so we need to make sure we fuel properly. We're not quite like paleo, but that's probably the closest thing that we've got going on. Basically just meats and veggies, nuts and seeds, some fruits, little sugar. Oh
No
my
added
gosh.
sugar.
Meats and veggies, nuts and seeds, some fruits, little starch, no added sugar. It's pretty much our diet for the most part. Like, we're not vegan. We eat meat. We everything in moderation though. Try to eat lots of. We eat very little processed stuff for the most part. So Cliff Bars are the most processed things we eat on the regular.
We do eat a lot of Cliff Bars.
Yeah, but that's pretty much our diet. That we.
Oh, you keep hitting the arrow.
Oh, well, I thought I was supposed to do that.
No, that takes you all the way to the bottom. If you just hit this, it takes you to where we just left off.
Oh, hey, isn't that fancy? Oh, how hard was it to change the pulley? It's pretty easy, honestly. Like, let's see, this whole tensioner arm. I mean, it took 45 minutes, and it probably took an hour to get off, and probably 30 minutes to put it back on. Putting the belt on was a little trickier, just because it like winds all around in there, and you have to like finagle it around the fan and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, it like wasn't too bad. If it was like a nice, super nice day out, like it'd been no big deal. Like a few beers and like change the stuff and like good to go. But the fact that it was cold out, like, kind of complicated things. But honestly, it wasn't too bad. Like, I would do it again rather than take it into somewhere. So
look forward to seeing the analysis. It'll be interesting to see the repair costs versus a new RV. I think you'll come out ahead. Yeah, I think we'll come out ahead on the repairs to the van versus buying new.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just kind of, and I think too, like, kind of back on that note of the repairs, that's definitely another thing to specify of that we do have mechanical backgrounds, and so I get it that not everybody is going to be able to change their tensioner arm in the Home Depot parking lot. That's not a skill that everybody has, and so I think for different people, you've got to do your own analysis and see what's going to work best for you.
Yeah.
I think I talked about it. I know I talked about it in that in one of our videos of towing and roadside assistance, and I think roadside assistance is a huge thing for a lot of people to have.
Have we gotten that yet?
No, we didn't, and we ended up deciding not to because our insurance has towing.
Oh yeah.
So we kind of did a cost-benefit analysis of towing versus roadside assistance and realized that we would never actually use roadside assistance.
Yeah.
Or very rarely ever use roadside assistance. And so we decided our insurance already covers towing. So that's probably the only thing that we would ever really need. So that's what we ended up deciding. Well, I guess that's what I decided. Apparently,
yeah,
I decided this about him.
Well, there was the one as like escapees or whatever that had the trip delay kind of thing. Whereas, like, if we had to put the van into the shop for a few days, they would pay for like hotels, and it was essentially like one repair per year would pay for itself, essentially.
Yeah. But and the reason that I didn't end up going with them is because I couldn't get a hold of them.
Oh yeah.
So
because it was like a Friday evening.
How good are they gonna be if I can't get a hold of them and to like buy your product? Let alone what happens if I've got an emergency.
Yeah.
So hit this button.
Oh, that button. That's a good one.
That's there you go.
Button. And that thing pops up.
Yeah.
Scrolling.
Insurance video. Okay, well, we will definitely do the insurance video then. I will get right on that.
You guys are going to get insurance time with Steph. What do you want me to do a video of? Macadamia Cliff Bars?
Oh, those are the best.
I don't have one. Yes. I ate the one I had in my pocket. Yeah, no, those are the best ones.
For sure.
Canyon Hot Springs. I think they're closed in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Because I think we looked at them. There's another one that's south of here that we're going to go to tomorrow, I think. We have to cross a ferry. That'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Have you had any codes for your DPF filter? It comes up, you're going to buy a new one, or you're going to try to clean it. We've had a code come up for our DPF, but I think it was more of just like a hiccup, I guess. We just randomly had the check engine light come on, and it was saying the DPF pressure differential was too low or something like that. And we pulled off the side of the road. That's how we got that code. We're like, okay, well, I'm not too concerned about a pressure differential right now. Like, we're just going to keep driving, and we'll investigate this eventually. And so we drove on in. That was when we were in Jackson Hole. Drove on in, and like two restarts later, the check engine light went away, and the code was just saved. We cleared the codes, and the code went away as well. So I think it was just like a random hiccup or something like that. It was kind of weird. If it comes back, like, we'll probably try to have it cleaned rather than, like, because I know it's a lot cheaper to have it cleaned rather than
if you can find somebody to have it cleaned, not that one.
I keep pointing at that.
I know.
Because it's like bright blue.
Grab your hand. Don't do it!
Yeah, Halcon Hot Springs. That's I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but that's the one we're going to.
Yes, that is the one we're going to.
Yeah, exactly. What's our 5 and 10 year goal? Oh my gosh. Well, keep the RV camping or settling down for a family. Settling down for a family is not in our 5 or 10 year goal, honestly. Like, we've kind of gone back and forth about that, and just like neither one of us are very amped to have kids, and like,
yeah, we gave ourselves until we're 30 to decide whether or not we want kids, and I just turned 29. Yeah. Nathan's about to turn 30. No, and we're still not.
I just turned 29 too.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. In June.
In June?
Yeah.
So you're about to turn 30.
No, I just turned 29.
Anyway, so we are, we're not there yet. I don't think that's in our plans at all.
But
as far as
5 and 10 year plans,
that is so hard.
Something about us, we have a big time problem with commitment. Like, so to like actually like come up with a 5 year, I can't even imagine a 10 year plan. Like, holy cow.
Yeah, 3 year, 2 week. I don't know.
Yeah, we can't come up with like long term plans. Like 5 year plan, we will likely be not in the U.S. anymore. Maybe we might still be in the U.S. 10 year plan. There
probably won't be in the van anymore. What is going on with my hair? Sorry.
What's wrong with it? I think it looks great.
Thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't even know if we could say that we would be in our van anymore 5 years. I don't know if our van will be running in 5 years.
Yeah, you're telling. Yeah. With the rate of travel that we're doing, like.
Yeah, that's a really, really tough question. I would like to be still traveling in 5 years. I would like to still be traveling, but traveling slower. That's one thing that is kind of tough about what we're doing right now is it's really fast and it's exhausting. I think that's been the theme of the last week for us is waking up every morning and looking at each other and going, I'm exhausted. Like, when you wake up at Revelstoke and don't even want to go skiing, there's a problem.
I wanted to go ski, but I was hurting so bad. Like, yeah, honestly, like pretty tired like right now because like, I mean, you guys know we're doing like 10 resorts or 10 ski locations in 10 weeks. You know, we're covering 5,000 something miles, I think, is what the grand total came out to be. And I love it. I absolutely love the energy that it's taking to do it. But like, legs are hurting, knees are hurting. Got a lump on the side of my knee kind of thing. I don't know if like, I have to kind of check that out or whatever. But like, definitely.
Apparently, we've got to go to Mexico for that, though.
Yeah, I got to go to Mexico to get an MRI. No, but like, I mean, we're fine. We're fine. Like, don't take that too the wrong way. But like,
and we do have health insurance, so don't take that the wrong way either.
But yeah, it's pretty tiring right now, just because we were going so fast, and we're like having to like the video I uploaded last week about Bridger Bowl. Like, we're 3 locations in front of that as we speak, and I am 0 locations in front of that as far as editing goes. So it's like we go ski, we get the video footage, we have a good time on the slopes, we try to figure out the stuff, like we come up with a blog post idea that's like, you know, going to be something that people want to read, and then I have to put together all the video and stuff like that. Keep up with you were on a client call this morning, like it's like
Soon as I woke up.
0 dark 30.
7 o'clock. Got
Yeah.
a text message. Hey, I need to hop on a phone call.
Yeah, 0 dark 30
Before
basically, and
coffee.
like, because she has that client was in New York, DC,
Washington, D.C. Yeah.
in DC, and so like I have to keep up with that kind of stuff, and so it's awesome. That's what it is. It's awesome to be able to have the opportunity to have this much stuff to do, like being
definitely not a sedentary lifestyle.
No,
for sure.
No, we've been watching. I don't know. We've been watching lots of Gone with the Winds. If you watch them, if you don't watch them, you should go watch them because they're kind of like were our initial inspiration, honestly. And like, but what's their key phrase like with that? Like sedentary lifestyle phobics or something like that.
Something like
Just
that.
like afraid of like a sedentary lifestyle, and that's totally what we've got going on because it's like busy, but so much fun. Okay.
How far west are you going in Canada? This is as far as we're going west. So from here, from Revelstoke, we're actually heading straight south and heading towards, where are we going next? Squaw Valley, California.
We wanted to go a little further west, but it's just not in the cards this time around. We don't have the time for it this time around.
Yeah.
We had quite a few people reach out to us in the Vancouver area that wanted to come hang out and stuff, but
yes. Which we will eventually.
We will eventually. So anyway, yeah, this is as far west as we're going this time around. Let's have Steph rebuild the engine. That sounds fun. I like that idea, having Steph rebuild the engine.
Me by myself.
Yeah.
Hey, it was fun. Like.
Hey, I'll help. I'll heckle.
Thanks, bud.
You got it.
How do you get and afford... Oh, wait. How do you get and afford cellular data and or Wi-Fi data seems to be the most rapidly changing aspect of being a nomad. So we have, and I will preface this with our plan is definitely not the cheapest. We have an unlimited data plan from AT&T that allows us to hotspot from our phones unlimited. Mm-hmm. And that was a big thing for us, was to be able to hotspot from our phones to our laptops unlimited. Mm-hmm. A lot of the plans out there right now, or at least when we were shopping for them, limited that to 10 gigabytes, which is not anywhere near enough for us because we're working, especially uploading videos and things like that. So ours is, it's $165 a month just for the two of us for unlimited data, unlimited text. I think everything comes with that these days. But unlimited data, unlimited tethering to our laptops, and it doesn't throttle anything. It doesn't. The word throttle kind of throws me because it can. It can slow down your speeds if you're on congested networks after you've used over 23 gigs, which we use over 23 gigs every month. But it can slow it down. That being said, we have only experienced a slowdown one time, and that was when we were in LA. And we were in LA for 1 day. So it's only on congested networks. So if you're staying away from big cities and stuff like that, even when we were in San Diego, we never had a problem. When we were in San Francisco, we never had a problem. LA was the only place that we had a problem. And actually, now that I'm thinking about that, I think it was Santa Barbara, not LA.
I don't remember that. Okay.
I remember there was one time, and it was somewhere in California. Yeah. But I know it was not San Francisco. I know it was not San Diego. Anyway, so all of that being said, it's $165 a month for the plan itself, plus taxes and fees. Mm-hmm. I wish I had the exact number. The exact number that we spend a month is like $221, but that includes our phone payments. So we each have the AT&T Next plan, so we have the most updated phones, blah, blah, blah. We spend $60 a month on phone payments. So if you subtract that out, then you can come to what we spend on the plan.
But it's one of those things too, like that's literally how we have income on the road. Mm-hmm. And so, $160 to have the opportunity to have mobile income, like it's just one of the things you have to do. It's a business expense.
Totally.
she has to do it for client work. So like we were talking earlier, is like she was having to remote into somebody else's desktop in Washington D.C. this morning. So like that wouldn't have been possible without that hotspot tethering. All the videos I do, whenever we very, very first took off on the road, we didn't have tethering, and so I was having to like put my upload my videos from the computer to my phone, from the phone to YouTube, and then a coffee shop, and it was just awful. And honestly, like that's a huge reason why we stopped doing videos when we first took off on the road, just because it was impossible. Like,
and coffee shops are great. We still do use coffee shops every once in a while, but the thing with coffee shops is, for us, it wasn't possible for us to sit down and have a full day of working at a coffee shop. I mean, because you have to figure in, you've got to eat, and you've got to have coffee, and you've got to, you've got to do all of these different things just for life. And being at a coffee shop, it's really just not feasible. You would either end up spending a ton of money at a coffee shop. I mean,
like this at the end of the day.
Well, and then ordering food at a coffee shop, like a sandwich at Starbucks is like $10 for just a basic turkey sandwich.
Yeah.
So you would end up spending way more money at a coffee shop than if you were to just do the plan that we've upgrade the plan, which is what we ended up doing, and we realized that pretty quickly. That was a very long answer.
That was a super long answer. Sorry about that.
You're an hour and 15 minutes for me in Gold Country. If you're in this area in spring, hit me up. Awesome. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, thanks for the offer. We'll keep that in mind.
Yeah,
sure.
Definitely. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
At the very least, that'd be a really fun video.
So this is really, how do you protect yourselves when traveling? I asked this because of the gun issues going on, wondering what travelers do when they may carry weapons and want to cross the borders. So we actually have an entire video about that exact subject. You'll have to scroll back a little ways. That was a ways back. That was probably like 4 or 5 months ago. But we literally have a view. It's like van life safety. So scroll back and watch that one, and it's like 20-something minutes long. Check that one out. Yeah,
and again, the quick answer of that one is just going to be that situational awareness is the biggest thing. We do, we don't.
We do or don't have guns. we don't like to say whether we do or we don't.
But we don't. What was I going to say there? You started talking and I forgot. Anyway, yeah. But situational awareness is the biggest thing.
But ultimately, like a firearm is end goal. Like, even if we are carrying a firearm, we never, ever, ever, ever want to use it. And so
I will say we are both concealed carry certified.
There's 50 other things that we need to do before that. And that's basically what that video is about.
Yeah.
So all the things that you do before
Are you going to ski Fernie? No, we aren't, unfortunately.
No, Fernie, if you go get a hold of Mountain Collective and let them know that you want Fernie on there so that Adventure Backpack can see it.
You'll be right on that.
Yeah. What do you think of the other van life vloggers? We like all the other van life
vloggers.
We
do. I mean, it's funny to say this because
we watch all of their videos.
Yeah, it's funny to say this because we are like YouTubers, I guess. But we binge watch YouTube too. Like, we're just normal people. We lay in bed and watch them too, see what they're doing. But we would love to meet up with some more van lifers. We're really horrible about going totally the opposite direction of everyone else.
Yeah, everybody's going south, and we're like, "Peace, guys, we're going north.
We're going skiing."
We're going up there,
and everybody's like, "You guys are crazy."
It's covered in ice. No, we like all the other. Like, we don't have problems with it. We've really never met in real life like many of the other van lifers. But
we had a van life meetup in Oregon last year.
Yeah, not YouTube van lifers though.
That's true.
Yeah.
One of them will be on YouTube soon.
Eventually, if she edits her videos.
You better subscribe when she starts getting videos uploaded. Sam Van Zam. I wonder if she's watching right now. Sam, if you're watching, say hi.
Let's see.
Okay. Do you prefer campground, boondocking, or stealth camping? in the order of our preference: boondocking number 1, campground number 2, stealth camping number 3. I hate stealth camping.
Yeah, stealth camping is awful.
I feel like
we're not really stealth. Like,
we're very not stealth. Yeah.
I mean, the fact that we have 825 watts of solar up top doesn't really exactly mean stealthy. Yeah. We got boxes on the back with a big shovel on the back, and we're not stealthy at all.
That, and we're both very, like, we hate to be in the way of anybody.
And I hate cities.
And we hate cities, so stealth camping really just doesn't work for us. Let's see.
We have never used open office or shared office space, like a co-working space.
Yeah. We've looked into it a few times, especially when we were in San Diego, but it was just cost prohibitive.
Every single time we've done that, it seems like they want like a monthly membership kind of thing. And like the drop-in day rates are always really expensive. And so it's never like beneficial to, like, now if there was one that was cost beneficial, that was like multiple cities that we actually anticipate being in, yeah, sure, we'd give it a go, but like we just haven't stumbled across that just yet.
Yeah.
So
what state is more friendly to campers?
All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Utah. Southern Utah, to be
specifically Southern Utah. Yes, love Utah.
We can't wait to go back to Southern Utah. So yeah.
Is it registered as a van or an RV? It is actually registered as an RV, a motorhome. Yep. Yeah. And that was how we were able to get the insurance on the build out.
Yeah. Have you ever been in a situation where you were afraid?
Ooh, that's a.
I was kind of scared the other night whenever I went to the bathroom. Like, it's pretty.
You know where he was? He came back and he was like, "It's dark out there."
It was super dark out there. Like, I know, like, we're in British Columbia, and I know, like, bears hibernate this time of year, and, like, but I still get kind of, like, I love bears, I love wildlife, all that kind of stuff, but I super respect wildlife, and know
I don't think that's what she meant. I totally think she meant in terms of, of like, I think, I don't know,
no,
but I think you're meaning in terms of, like, being robbed or something like that, and to be honest, no, we've never been in a situation where we felt scared. Now, we have felt uncomfortable before, but we've both been in, and this is such a hard question to answer, because the two of us have been together for 13, 14 years. So we work very well together. We know each other's reactions very well. So we both know when one of us is uncomfortable, we get out of there. Yeah. That's just, it's always been something, we've traveled to several different countries and things like that. And that's how we've always stayed safe, is just, if one of us feels uncomfortable, we leave. We avoid the situation.
We get out of wherever we are. And like, let's see, who was asking the question about, that was Grizzly Disc Jockey. He was asking about the safety, and that kind of comes into the same thing. Like, we know each other well enough, like, if we're in like a super crowded area, like, I always make sure she's like directly in front of me. That way I can see, because I'm taller than her, I'm a head taller than her, and I can see everything that's going on around her, as well as be scanning like in the crowd and all that kind of stuff. But if she can look at me, and we kind of like have this look like, we need to get out of here. We need to leave wherever we are this very second. Hey, this person over here, he's kind of following too close, that kind of thing. We need to get out of the way. And it's one of those things, like, we just avoid those situations, and we, I don't know, it's just like situational awareness. You kind of place yourselves into those situations occasionally, and you get better at them.
You learn a lot every time you go into those situations. Of course, your first time is going to be super uncomfortable. But, and I highly recommend you going with somebody more experienced if you do put yourself in that in that situation. But, like, for instance, last year, the very first time we went to Nicaragua, we took his mom with us. And, in most of Nicaragua was great, no problem. We didn't have any issues. But there were a few times where we were in big cities, and there were lots of people, and just so much things going on, so much stimulation. And so having his mom with us, who had never traveled outside the country before, it was very much the two of us working together, make sure she's okay, make sure she's safe, and just being situationally aware for her. But she learned a lot from that trip. So let's see, where we're at.
intention of visiting Quebec. Not this time around, but yeah, I mean, we'll be back
probably sometime this year.
Yeah.
Like, we'll probably end up. We typically try to get to Ottawa once a year, and so this year we were thinking about going in the fall. So we may go to Quebec.
Yeah.
Then while
Let's
we're there.
see. We were in Quebec earlier this year.
We have some really good friends in Ottawa. That's why we try to get to Ottawa once a year.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't have any like specific preference to Ottawa over anywhere else in Canada other than our friends.
Yeah. When are we heading to Mexico? We don't have plans for Mexico just yet. That doesn't mean we're not going to Mexico. It just means we don't have like plans to go. We won't be going this summer. We've got other plans basically in Western U.S. for this summer already.
And fall, we're probably going to head up north.
On our trip to Nicaragua, we're going to be flying down, and we've got a lot more people watching now, so I'll go ahead and make a plug. Actually, if you're watching right now, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you wouldn't mind. That helps us out tremendously in the eyes of the overwatching YouTubes. And so go ahead
Big Brother is watching.
Yeah, the Big Brother YouTube is watching. So drop a thumbs up in down below, and also if you're subscribed, be sure to turn on the little notification bell down there. That way you'll be notified every time we post something new, and we would greatly appreciate it. Now, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Mexico.
Nicaragua.
Yeah, so Nicaragua. We've got a lot more people watching now than we did when I made my first plug for it. We're going to Nicaragua in May, and we're taking a group with us. We still have a few spots available, so if you would be interested in going to Nicaragua with us, go to stokology.com/Nicaragua. It's STOKEOLOGY.
That whiskey's getting to you, buddy.
Yeah, I know. I'm having trouble spelling. Stokology.com/Nicaragua. And, or if you didn't quite catch that, just leave me a comment and I'll get back to it. But yeah, head over there, and all the details on that. We'll be gone for about a week. It's going to be surfing and hiking and exploring and adventuring and everything that we do. And it's going to be absolutely awesome. We have a few spots available, and don't miss out. I sometimes struggle with finishing out phrases.
Do you anticipate breakdowns and have funds set aside for major repairs? Yeah, we definitely do. We drive an 11-year-old vehicle, and we drive a lot of miles every year, so we have funds set aside for that.
Yeah. We know we're going to break down.
We know we're going to break down. We know it's inevitable.
Eventually. But Ottawa, we have friends in Ottawa.
If you were to travel in Europe, how would you start out brand new with a build out? Oh, how would you start out?
I don't know.
Would you start out brand? I'm super struggling with that.
Europe's got a lot more like campers than the U.S. does, so like it would be easier to just buy one over there.
Yeah,
it would be easier to buy one over there than it would be to buy one in the States.
We definitely wouldn't ship this vehicle to Europe. That would be totally cost prohibitive. I think we would either buy one pre-made, or I don't know. That's probably what we do.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know that there's really another option.
We haven't even.
We may buy one and like upgrade it a little bit, do a little bit of stuff to it, but I don't think we would do a full build out in Europe.
Hey, Mom.
Oh, hi.
Let's see. What part of BC are we in? We are in Revelstoke. Got into Revelstoke like 2 days ago, and we are leaving tomorrow. Loving it here. Loving it in Revelstoke. Oh, let's see. Are we planning another group Stokology trip after Nicaragua? Yeah, we are. We don't have one planned, but we're more or less like using this first Nicaragua trip as kind of a little bit of a beta test. We're kind of testing the waters to see how much interest we can get, that kind of stuff. So if like taking trips, like not... Now, I need to like be a little bit transparent here. Like, we're not talking about like... Let's see. If you're interested in taking trips with us in the future, let us know in the comments. But I'm not necessarily talking about like trips where we meet up in the U.S. and we all caravan around in our vans and stuff like that. I'm talking about like flying to somewhere, meeting up there, and then we go on adventures from that kind of deal. That's kind of where we're thinking about right now. the other one will be addressed later. That's a whole different thing that we're not even going to talk about right this very second. So if you'd be interested in traveling with us like that, fly to somewhere, have adventures, basically like a vacation, let us know in the comments below.
What do you do for heat in the van for your dog while you're out skiing? Asking because looking to do some awesome weekend trips with a camper. Excuse me. So we have a diesel heater. We have an Eastbar D2 heater installed in our van, and so it's heated all the time. So our dog is super comfortable in here all the time. She's never had a problem. She's way more comfortable than we are outside. Yeah. But that being said, there are a lot of people that, and this depends on the weather. This depends a lot on a lot of other factors, but there are a lot of people that bring their dogs with them skiing and, come check on them a few times during the day, let them out to run around, things like that. And we've seen it so often in parking lots in ski resorts, and, the dogs are fine. Obviously, you have to judge your dog, you have to judge your situation, you have to judge the weather.
Your weather.
But I will throw that out there that people do that all the time and their dogs are fine.
If it's a nice bluebird day, I mean, it's going to be nice and warm in the car. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if it's 20.
Today, it was a nice bluebird day here. We ended up having to open some of the vents for Pyrus. It was
hot in here.
Because it was hot, yeah. Iceland? Why is everybody wanting to go to Iceland?
Yeah, I'm in for Iceland. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
So... Okay.
What do we do for mail and bigger packages? Oh, that is a really good question. We struggle with mail and packages. Mail is easy, actually. Regular mail, like envelopes and stuff. We have a service called Traveling Mailbox, and they handle all of our mail for us. We have it all sent to them. They scan it for us, and then we open. They can open it, they can send it to us, they can send it to a different address, they can deposit checks for us, or they can just scan it to PDFs for us. Packages, on the other hand, have been a huge issue for us. But recently we have been having pretty good success using USPS general delivery. So the post office, the United States Post Office general delivery. And so you can have anything sent to a specific post office as general delivery, and they'll hold it for you. So they'll typically hold it for 7 days for you, and they are they can accept any kind of package. So UPS, FedEx, USPS, it doesn't matter. They can accept that. Now I will qualify that with saying that we have had issues in the past. It's been a while since we've had issues with this, but we have had issues in the past where the postmaster didn't want us to send a package that was sent via UPS to the post office. They're supposed to accept it, but some postmasters are not very happy about that.
# lazy.
Pretty much. But recently we've actually had really good luck with that. The absolute easiest way to do it is like if you're just ordering something, ordering off of Amazon and using an Amazon locker. That is the easiest way to do it.
Yep, exactly. Let's see, I just saw a good question. Do you like your Luminous metal boxes on the back of the van? Would you buy them again for another build, or would you buy the bigger boxes? So that's a multi-part question that I am going to answer. Do you like your Luminous metal boxes on the back of the van? I love the Luminous metal boxes on the back of the van. What's the next part of the question? Would you buy them again for another build? That, I don't know, because we had a really big problem getting all of our stuff from Luminous.
Yeah. And it's not the product, it was the company.
The product is fantastic. They make such good product. Like the welds they look like a bunch of nickels laying on top of each other. It's such a good product. But the buying process and the shipping process is awful. If they haven't got it fixed, if we do another van build and they haven't, and I get on some of the sprinter groups on Facebook and ask people who have bought the stuff within the last few months if they've got their shipping and processing figured out. I would not order from them again. If you can get it and go pick it up, if you're local to Luminous,
they're in San Diego.
They're in San Diego. Cool. They make fantastic product, but the whole other part was a nightmare.
It was a nightmare.
Would I buy from them again? It depends. I would have to do some serious research on people who honestly,
I would probably call and see how their customer service is, because I knew from the very first phone call that it was going to be a horrendous buying process, but there were no other options. Mm-hmm. There were zero other options. We researched several other options, and as horrible as Luminous's customer service was, everyone else's was worse.
Yeah.
It was absolutely worse.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, it was a super bad deal. And honestly, when they found out we were YouTube famous, they reached out to us and was like, hey, how can we make this? How can we make it up to you? And it's like, well, now I know you're saying that, just you could have made it up to us whenever we were buying the thing, before you knew who we were.
You could maybe respond to my 18 emails.
Yeah, and so it was one of those things, we have an unanswered email that they sent to us and we didn't respond to, because we're like, man, how does that feel now that you've asked us a question?
Let's not turn this into an Luminous rant.
So anyway, very, very good product, but the whole buying process was absolutely terrible. But we'll see, maybe they'll turn things around,
You're going too fast.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, maybe they'll turn things around. I hope they do, because they make great stuff.
What do you do when you get annoyed with each other? There's not really a walk out and slam the door option there. No. And to be honest with you, I know this sounds super, I don't know what the word is here.
Here? In Canada?
No, I don't know what the word is for what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
but
I think the word is sorry.
So, to be completely honest, we don't really do that. Even when we lived in a house and had 15 rooms to go to and slam the door in each other's faces, we didn't do that. I don't want to say that we're the perfect couple, because we're not. We have our own problems, but we've never had a problem with, actually talking to each other about our problems.
Yeah, more or less just, figure things out, Let's see.
Okay, what is the number one thing you change on your build since living in it? Go for that one.
Okay, let me think about it for a second. Number one thing. So we have a few things. We're going to do a video about all of them. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. But the number one thing, I think... gosh... there was a few things that I would have liked to have had that budget didn't, lithium batteries would have been great, a little less weight, a little better storage, that kind of stuff. But, that was a budget thing rather than this. I would say, honestly, better cabinet latches or better drawer latches that don't open whenever we take a sharp turn. Pretty simple, straightforward, but that was a big thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which we haven't been having major problems with that recently.
That's because I've gotten better at driving.
That's good. I think my number one thing that I would change about this van build is our floors. And we will do a video about that, because we will likely be replacing them soon, but our floors are horrendous.
Yeah, they did not last very long.
They lasted about, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 months before they started chipping. We got bamboo floors, and we did bamboo because they're more environmentally friendly. As they're natural. They're supposed to be really durable, waterproof, or water resistant, I guess. Did a ton of research on it, and these had really great reviews and stuff. They lasted about 3 months before, just the surface of them is just completely chipping off. They look terrible. I can't tell what's dirt versus what is the floor chipping apart.
Yeah.
So it's just not good.
Yeah, not too good. So I saw somebody missed the name of our diesel heater. It was the E-Spar D2. But we have a whole video about that. Just go to our profile and scroll back just a little ways, and you'll see installation as well as reviews and all of that kind of stuff. Would you actually do another sprinter build if you got another van? Honestly, it depends on the budget. Like, that's ultimately what it is. Like, we really, really don't like getting into the whole, like, sprinter versus ProMaster versus transit thing. Like, each one has their own pros and cons and their own price points. So sprinters are, you know, like, you can get a 2007 sprinter for $10,000, but, you know, there aren't 2007 ProMasters out there. They don't exist. They weren't being made back then. They weren't being made back then. So honestly, it's one of those like budget
if we
things.
had the same budget, honestly, like if we had the same budget again, I think I would. This is actually a really interesting question that we've never talked to each other about. So this is completely raw. If we were to have the same budget and we spent just under 40 grand on this entire build, I would personally spend a little bit more on the van or put more towards repairs or something. Spend a little bit more on the mechanical structure of the van. Spend a little bit less on the roof racks and bumpers. I love our roof racks and bumpers. I take that back. I love our bumpers and boxes. I don't think I would do the roof rack again. I don't think that was enough of a benefit. I think that was somewhere around $2,000 that we paid for that.
I think so.
That roof rack. So
20 something hundred.
Yeah. So I think I would have spent that additional $2,000 and maybe gotten like a year or two newer van, or put that aside for additional repairs. Put it aside,
because then if you went newer, then we had to deal with DPF.
That's true. Or gone ahead and done some upgrades on the mechanical structure of the van prior to taking off on this. Yeah.
Because we need new suspension. Like, we need suspension work done, honestly. Yeah. We're super, like, rolly, like, side to side. We need new shocks. We need struts, whatever else. I haven't even dove into, like, what all we even have. Somebody was asking, like, I know you'd mentioned that we watch other van life YouTubers. Who's our favorite to watch at this time?
Well, I mean, our favorite to watch right now isn't actually our favorite YouTuber isn't actually a van lifer. They're sailboaters. They're Gone with the Winds. They're our absolute favorite, and we've been watching them for years. They were our original inspiration for taking off on the road. They were the whole reason that we got an RV to begin with. They have since they spent 6 years in an RV and went to a sailboat. They've been on a sailboat for a year, 2 years?
Yeah,
a year or two. So they're our favorite. As far as van lifers, I don't know, what's your favorite van lifer?
No.
I watch Eamon and Beck a lot, but that's probably just because they post a lot.
They post a lot, and they've got a bunch of stuff going on. So
yes. Yeah. I think I'm totally like interested in like, what's going on with your van? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like all of you guys. Like, I just want to know. I want to know.
Let's see. What else we got here? I watch a lot of like Left Coast Media. He does a lot of van stuff, but he's got a lot of like cinematic like video stuff. So like I watch a lot of his stuff. It's really, really good.
What is the fuel consumption?
We run about 15 to 17 miles a gallon, depending on headwind or tailwind, and it depends.
We were getting 18 the other day. Did you see that?
Yeah, or downhill, uphill kind of thing. Anywhere like 15 to 17 is the number that I like to say.
Yeah.
So it really honestly depends a lot on the wind. We did insulate the floor. We have a full insulation video if you'd like to scroll back through the end of that. So, I miss you too, Mom. Sparta keeps shipping in the video.
Aw. So for those of you that don't know, Nate's mom kept our other puppy, Sparta, for the winter. He's an old man. He's a little bit grumpy and doesn't like the winter, and so he stayed back in Oklahoma with her this winter. So she's cuddling with him and sharing videos with him, and so he gets to see us on the big screen. So hi, buddy.
Hey, Sparta.
Miss you.
Would we consider boating in the future? Like it was? Yeah, we consider it. Like
I totally would. I love the water.
We don't have any problem with
I
that.
absolutely love the water. I don't think our dogs would do it though. Their cats are so chill. Our dogs are not that chill.
No. Pirates would be so scared of
Pyrus would bail.
Everything.
And then she would be afraid of the water.
Yeah,
so...
she would be like a Jesus dog. She would walk on the water to get away from it. And then she'd be scared of the sailboat. And so she'd try to get away from that. I don't really know how that would turn out. But
well, to be honest, though, you said that about her paddleboarding. And Pyrus loves to paddleboard.
That's true. She did good on paddleboarding. It's pretty surprising.
So, I mean, we consider it for sure. I think that is way out of our budget, though. I don't know if you guys watch the Winds, but they spend a lot of money on their boat.
Yeah. And
we don't have that kind of budget.
Yeah.
If you think sprinters are expensive, man.
Yeah. And I believe, I don't quote me on this. I believe they have made it to the point to where they are funding all of their travels via YouTube and Patreon and their stuff like that. And we're not there yet. And so it's one of those things like if we had that kind of residual income from just being able to post our adventures and all that kind of stuff, we'd have a little bit more wiggle room on how much we could spend on like boat life or whatever the case is. But we're just not there yet. And it's one of those things like, and I'm not saying that's like, hey guys, be sure to share this channel. Like, I mean, you do need to turn on the notifications below, but like, we're not trying to like, they've been doing this for like 8 years. Like we've only been at this for like 2. And so it's one of those things like...
We have a long way to go.
We have a long way to go, and this is a process, and it's fun, and we're still doing what we can with what we've got, and we're still working our side hustles and all that kind of stuff. I think probably everybody heard us talking earlier about, Steph was on a phone call at, as soon as like she got woke up from from sleeping this morning to a phone call with a client. And so like we're still doing that kind of stuff. So that's one of those things, like we're totally open to any form of travel, whether that be van. Probably wouldn't go RV travel again. We've already done that. That ship has sailed. We do, obviously the van life. We do boat life. Backpacking.
I do backpacking. I think I'd probably do backpacking before I did boating.
Travel via backpack over long distances. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that would be impossible with our dogs.
Yeah.
So I think for the foreseeable future, we're going to be in the van / on land.
Yeah.
Somehow.
So we've got about 3... We're going to shut this down at 3 minutes. This actually went like 40 minutes longer than what I was expecting.
Than you intended.
You guys are awesome that like hung around this much and like gave this many questions and stuff. It's absolutely awesome. So anyway, we're going to give about 3 minutes left and answer any last minute questions. But before we do, be sure to drop a thumbs up in the comment or in the little thumbs up area. There's like a thumbs up and a thumbs down. The thumbs up area down below.
Don't hit the thumbs down, please. You make me sad.
And that helps us out greatly in the eyes of YouTube, and that would be fantastic. West Coast Trail, like the PCT. I would love to hike the PCT.
Yeah.
That like maybe
that's
like
again one of those.
That
things
could be like the 5-year plan.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's again one of those things that we can't leave our jobs for 3 months at a time.
Yeah.
So that's tough, but we would love to, like absolute love to. What kind of pups do we have? So Sparta, who is at Nate's mom's house back in Oklahoma, he's a Bichon Frise, and so a little white fluffy pup. About yay big. And then we've got a Doberman. Pyrus is a Doberman. She's, about yay big. She's big.
Yay big.
So, one little dog, one big dog.
Exactly. All right. How does time change affect you? This is funny. So time change. How does the time change affect you? So yesterday or day before, we were in the chairlift and we pulled out our phones trying to see what time it was, if it was about lunchtime or whatever. And my phone said one thing, her phone said one thing. We had gone from Alberta to British Columbia, which was a time zone change. At the same day, it was time difference change or time. What do you call that?
Daylight savings time. Ending.
And so, like, we were on the chairlift and we're like, is it this? I don't know, is it this? We asked the other guy, who was like, what time do you have? Like, and he had the same one that Stephanie did. I was like, all right, well, 2 out of 3. Like, that's what we're going with. We don't know if that's what actual time it is, but the majority rolls at this one. So basically, our time schedules are all messed up. Like,
yeah, which makes it actually pretty difficult with scheduling client calls because I have to constantly be converting stuff. I like to always think in mountain time though. That's like my default. That's what my calendar is set to. Everything is default to mountain time. So I know if I schedule clients on mountain time, then I can I don't know, I guess that's just how my brain works. I need that constant.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, basically.
Awesome. I think that's about all of the questions. So, ouch.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and shut her down for now. So be sure that you subscribe, turn on the notification bell. That means the world to us. Hit the thumbs up. It looks like most of you guys have. Go check out our latest video that we put up last Friday. It was fairly entertaining, I thought. We skied Bridger Bowl. We got our van stuck. We had some breakdowns. It was good. So go check that out. And that's about it, right? So share all of our adventures with anybody that you think would actually be inspired, educated, or entertained by any of this stuff. And log back in next Monday, and we'll hop back on another live chat. So
yeah. So awesome.
We'll see you later.
Sounds good. Good night, guys.
Now I get to do the awkward talk while I try to exit out of this thing, and it asks me if I'm sure.